To siege or not to siege? Alphino is distracted by a call on his link pearl. Of course, back to non-voice acted. Tataru. Yes, General Raubon is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravinians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Terrapin and the others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard. So, Dravinians are attacking again. Again, something I don't really remember, but... maybe this leads us into the Forelands? Let us hear what the Count has to say. Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Raubon short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city is awash with rumors of another Dravinian attack, and Lord Orchifant was desperate to get hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you'd better head in. Wow, somebody is definitely not dressed for the weather. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. As I am sure you are now aware, the Dravinians are once more gathering for war. Mistress Shark, Master Levier, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataru contact you by the most direct means available. When the observatorium's bells toll, 'tis a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers... yeah, that might be... because I remember, like, the... what is it? Tailfeather, I think, is a whole trapping community. A band of trappers returning from the west claimed they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Nidhogg's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice, to remain in a besieged Ishgard or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand. No, we're cool. We'll go take them on. The coming of the Horde spells ruin for Ishgard, but her knights shall fight to the last to shield her citizens from harm. I confess, I know not where else you might seek sanctuary, but few places are like to be more perilous than a city under siege. I mean, at this point, I think we could at least go back to Limsa. Or just stay at the Waking Sands. How many dragons would it take to darken the midday sky, do you think? 1,000? More? Too many at any rate. The observatorium bells have tolled. Either flee this place or make ready for war. Let's make ready for war, shall we? What will become of this place and us? Though we flee to the ends of the world, 'twould seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her wary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from this storm, but I, for one, grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Lavenza? I would stay and fight. We cannot stay here. Humph. I would stay and fight. Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandon our allies in their hour of need. Alphinode's way. Alphinode is deliberating how best to proceed. The choice we make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us. The coming of the horde spells room for Ishgard, but her knights shall fight to the... Yeah, okay. It's amazing how quickly I'll forget, like, what what a character says. Yeah, it's funny, when I saw her dressed like that, my first thought was like, oh, she must be like Canadian, or what is it, like, what's the region? I'm thinking like Norwegian or whatever, but is that right, or is it something else? You know, that's like the northern Europe that is like cool with the cold. What will become of this place and us? I think that's what you said earlier too.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
I wonder how they determine what dialogue is voiced and not.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
Oh, but we can.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Oh, wow. So this is how he joins up with us.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I, for one, would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Iceheart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emmerich. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
We have chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Ceramic will be willing to muzzle Ishgar's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. But I thought Estinian just said, like, we shouldn't let him in on our plan. Are we going to tell him something else? Tatru, I would ask that you remain at Fortall Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Yes, sir. I think that's just... I mean, we're going to talk to Aymeric, which is always over here, so... I just didn't, I didn't know that that was the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. I just knew this is where Aymeric hangs out. You would speak with the Lord Commander. Pray make it quick.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
See, again, it just... How do they choose what scenes are voice acted and which aren't? There's just been kind of a quick, succession of, voice, not voice, voice, not voice.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors. And unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Aymeric, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then. Carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
So basically just tell him, like, we got a plan. Don't worry about the details. Just don't have Ishgard, throw the first punch, as it were. I will say this for your plan. It has made keeping secrets from the Holy See seem almost entertaining. Having secured Sir Emmerich's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravinians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you are ready, Estinian, let us be about our task. So, is this just now going to be, like, it's not going to be a back and forth type set of quests, and it's just going to be the long road to Nidhogg? Because I know we eventually face him in the Eyrie, but that's through the Churning Mists. So is now just going to be the path to there? I wonder. More cutscene. But will it be voiced?
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
So that's interesting. So that definitely shows that they are, that the Archbishop wasn't lying to us. He was in fact, or is in fact, playing the Ascians. And then he says, you know, to like deal with the root of what's been plaguing them for 1,000 years. And I wonder if he means the Ascians, like he knows they're the ones that are causing all these problems. That's interesting. Oh yeah. Same. In search of Iceheart, Alphino would see to one final matter before setting forth. Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans. Then I shall await you at Saint Renet's forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come, Lavenza, let us head back to Foretold Manor. Okay, so it looks like this is an indication that, like, yeah, like, this isn't going to be a back and forth, you know, type, you know, pray return to wherever type series of quests. We're now going to be... And that's something that probably also helps with the pacing and everything of Heavensward, is that it's not these little short missions going out, come back, go out, come back, that it's like, no, this is an adventure we're on. I guess that chick just really likes talking to that guard or whatever. Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Lavenza and I return to Ishgard. Well, just you be careful, all right? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it is you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alphino. I made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly. Very well. His first change of wardrobe. By the 12, it fits perfectly, and the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold. 'Twas the least I could do. Now, I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. He actually rolls with that outfit for a while, doesn't he? Like maybe even into Stormblood. Or not Stormblood, Shadowbringers. Because that's, in my mind, kind of like an iconic outfit he's got. Because I know he gets a change of garb again in Shadowbringers. In Yulmore. If I'm correct. I don't even know exactly where. What's the closest? Okay, Skysteel. So maybe this is where we head back into Western Highlands and then make our way to the Forelands. This new attire will serve me well in the bitter cold of Kurthus. I shall have to thank Tataru properly upon our return. You have said your farewells, then? Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Yasel's movements, I propose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last, the Kurthus Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. This is actually a quick and free way to Falcon's Nest, so I'll take this as opposed to a teleport. This is awesome. Like, I've said it 1,000 times now, but I don't remember that much about all this. I just remember really liking it. So coming back to it and getting to re-experience it is exciting. Well, well, Mistress Shark, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I have met this young gentleman. Alphino Levier, at your service. And you are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I am sure you are aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravinians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus have we come to Falcon's Nest in the hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements. I see. Then you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretic refuge at Gorgani Mills. 'Tis possible they have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Mrs. Shark knows well the place I speak of, for it was she who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol, while the two of you visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. Good, I was hoping we didn't have to wait for a patrol to come in. A wise use of our time. Although typically, that type of thing is they conveniently return exactly when you need them. Come, Lavenza, I am eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the heretic's lair. And there's no... Yeah, there's no other Aetherites in this zone. So we're going to have to take the long route. Well, the semi-long route. If we were doing this of level or whatever for the first time, I think we would still have to walk our way there. I still would love... I mean, this zone didn't actually exist in 1.0. I think it was just the Central Highlands. But it would be cool to see... I wonder if they ever would do a time traveling expansion or whatever, where you have to actually go back before the Calamity. Just to be able to see some zones like this before it was covered in snow. Just a simple farmhouse. It makes it makes one wonder what other innocent facades the heretics have chosen to hide behind. Mistress Shark, our findings, you say? Well, there is something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. 'Twould seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Lavenza. We were ill prepared for what awaited us at the farmhouse. Forgive me, but until the creatures have been put down, we cannot safely continue our investigation. I thought he would maybe, something to the effect of, like, good luck. Oh. Polar bears. Oh dear. The creature took me by surprise. Forgive me. Until my hands stop shaking, I fear I shall prove more a hindrance than a help. Pray go on ahead, and when you are certain that the rest of these things have been slain, notify the expedition leader that it is safe to return. Okay, this is just overworld. Oh, it's a baby one too. I heard a frightful growling from below. You encountered more of the beasts, I take it. Oh, Estinian is here now. My inquiries availed me not. The patrol leader had little to say beyond which of his extremities the frost had bitten the hardest. The beasts are slain, then. My thanks, Mr. Shark. We may return to our duty without fear of a mauling. Thank you all for watching this video. I've been having a great time going through the Heavensward content. It's good to finally be in it. If you have enjoyed this and want to see more, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see me live, the link to my Twitch is down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a great one.